Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post, partnered with Robert Miller and Son Furniture. My name is Drew. This is MTM. Mr. Mayor, how are you?
Welcome to December. I'm well.
Okay, so sorry if that intro was a little different than normal. I'm controlling the whole thing today. So I have this fancy little box you can't see here. But I'm pushing buttons. I'm making stuff happen.
It's magic.
We are
I wish
here.
Everybody could see it.
I got to figure out the timing of it all. So thank you guys for being here. There's people jumping in the live. Love to see it.
Afternoon.
Hope you guys are having a toasty Monday here in Kokomo, Indiana. Chilly. Winter came very quick.
Full force, man. I get that not everybody, but people enjoy a white Christmas. And if Christmas season is upon us, okay, let's have snow on the ground. If it's going to be cold, let's have some snow. And Mother Nature delivered on Saturday into Sunday, and caught a few folks maybe by surprise, but the extent to which it came consistently on Saturday was beautiful when you were inside. Not too fun if you were out in it later Saturday night and into the wee hours of Sunday and Sunday morning. But yeah, beautiful nonetheless.
It came quick. Okay, so let's get into, we got a cool show today. We got a lot of pre-show questions for the Ask the Mayor segment, But let's talk about Robert Miller and Son real quick. So the Black Friday sale at Robert Miller and Son is officially on. It's the biggest one they've ever had. 30% off store-wide with some exclusions, of course. 40% off in-stock outdoor furniture, up to 50% off clearance. You buy 2 Lazy Boys for one low price, special mattress pricing, and yes, enter to win one of 4 $500 gift cards. You don't have to wait in line or fight for parking. Just stop in, shop local, and save big. Robert Miller and Son at 1540 East Boulevard, Suite A, right here in Kokomo.
That's right. Go on and check them out.
Go check them out.
Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Christmas is right around the corner. So if you're going to be hosting, good place to get some furnishings. And
I always talk about this too. It is a great time. The holidays, we probably have more people staying at our homes than average. Sometimes you've got family in town and things like that. And maybe that guest bedroom mattress maybe isn't the greatest. And we all know it's not, because it'd be in our rooms if it was the greatest. True. But I think the cool hack with mattresses, you put your old mattress in the guest bedroom and then you get a new one. So think about that, because they've got some great special mattress pricing going on at Robert Miller and Son.
Awesome.
This Black Friday sale, I'll find an end date for that. It's still going on right now, but I'm not sure how long. So make sure to get in there soon.
Yep.
So what is going on at City Hall?
A little bit of the thaw out. Unfortunately, and I know we've got a few calls and emails about it. Obviously, we were working another pass through the city to pick up leaves until the snow came. And so a lot of them are snow covered now, which is unfortunate. But I've been told that there may be a little bit of a thaw a couple weeks from now, the week of the 18th or so, around that time. So if that is to occur, we may have an all hands on deck and get out and pick up as much as we can. If not, we'll wait for a spring thaw and get out and pick up a lot of those that are snow covered now. So watch social media for updates on that. But outside of that, got end of the year final appropriations that the council will act on next Monday. And that just means, departments looking at the money that's left over in their budgets to see what could possibly be encumbered either by the end of the year for purchases yet this month or contracts, or something that can be again accounted for or again encumbered or lined up for purchase or delivery in the early part of 26. So departments are going through that. Kudos to them for running lean and mean to have that opportunity to work on some things that they needed. And so be going through that. Finalized the city's official Christmas card competition, if you will, with the fourth graders here at Kokomo School, Kokomo Center Schools. That'll be announced next Thursday, so December 11th at 10 a.m. in City Hall. And so we'll still have one more show before that, but that'll be a week from Thursday. So really excited. That's one of the joys this time of year that we get to do. And for those that aren't aware of that, so small cards are sent out to the fourth grade classes within the Kokomo School Corporation classes, those 7 elementary schools, and the fourth graders then decorate what they would like to see the city's official Christmas card be. They submit those. We spread them all over my conference room, have staff within the city hall and other departments stop in and help vote and select. We narrow it down and select one card from each school as a finalist, but then an overall winner. So there will be one of those 7 schools that will have 2 winners, because it'll be the overall winner, but then a finalist as well. And that'll be announced on Thursday, December 10th, just in time to get them printed and out. They go all over the country, some even outside of the country, but the president and vice president get one every year. And so that's not going to change. And the governor and other elected officials throughout the state. So pretty fun.
I love that. And remember, we had a commenter on this show a few weeks back. One of the kids that won was in the comments, like, saying hello. Do you remember that a few years. Yeah, she had won the Christmas card contest.
In 2023, and said, "You might not remember me." Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's fun."
I love that. Very cool. Well, speaking of commenters, I'm starting to see the questions come in, guys. We have a lot of pre-show questions today, so we'll get to it there. But I am seeing your live questions. I'm pulling them over to my notes, and we'll get those asked on the show. You want to get into it?
Sure, let's do it. And I'll try and keep my responses as brief as, if we've got a lot of them, just to be respectful of folks' time as they're chiming in.
Yeah. Okay. So if I push this button, something cool should happen on screen. Let's see if it does. But here we go. We're going to get into the questions here. Should there be some cool animation that pops up? Let's see if it worked. I want to make sure it worked. There it is. It worked. Love it.
Cool.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the monitor off the side. So again, he's doing it all himself.
Yeah.
So,
okay. First question. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Had a question come in the last second. Let's see. First question we got today is from Susan on Facebook. Mr. Mayor, there is always a fair warning when a snowstorm is impending.
Yes.
Are the city streets pre-treated? And am I just not noticing it? For several years now, the city crews are being sent out in a timely manner, or are not being sent out in a timely manner. Why? I hear officers asking dispatch if the crews are coming out and when. I understand that wind plays a big part in all of this, but come on, police, fire, and EMS should take precedence over money it takes to do the right thing in the name of public safety. Susan on Facebook.
Yes. So obviously forecasts are known in advance, and some of the streets are primed for ice and such, but speaking specifically to Saturday's event, the reason crews weren't out right away was because it was a constant and steady snowfall that if you get out right when it starts hitting, then you're having to go back out a lot sooner to address those, and so they're strategically addressed. And primary roads, first and foremost, again, for our first responders. I get that it gets questionable when you get to secondary streets, but keeping our primaries clear on a more regular basis allows the first responders to get to where they need to first. And when they're asking if crews are coming out, it's typically when there's larger snowfalls or when they're starting events. But yeah, we do the best we can to predict what the forecast is telling us and get it out, but then also some of what the struggle was in addressing the streets later Saturday night and on into the wee hours. Sometimes are getting our street and wastewater folks to sign up and for overtime to work those. I mean, right now, the way their contract reads, we can't force overtime. It's encouraged and hoped that they can, but it's not forced. And so we work with those that do sign up and come in and work around that. But we do the best we can to forecast, and kudos to Clint Van Adder and the street department, as well as our wastewater, the tag team on snow removal and dropping salt. And that's part of the reason too. You didn't drop salt in a lot of those areas because as soon as it melted with the winds and the temperatures and stuff, it immediately freezes again. And so there's a lot to go into consideration for that too.
100%. Okay. Next question is from Amanda on Facebook. Not really a question. Okay. Clean up the alleys.
Okay.
They are disgusting.
All right.
So that could mean a lot of things.
Yeah. There's alleys downtown, it's in neighborhoods.
Well, is it snow that needs cleaned up, or is there trash? If it's snow, obviously, those can be handled by the city. Right. But then if it's other stuff, what is the city's responsibility? What isn't the city's responsibility?
So, it is. And it's still the city's responsibility to keep the alleyways as clear as possible. Now, unfortunately, because in some areas that have alleys behind homes or behind residences, that's typically where the trash totes are and where larger items are typically left for pickup, since it's not out front and curbside. And so sometimes the responsibility does fall on the homeowner if things are spilling into the alleyway. But as you mentioned, snow removal and such, because working on primaries and then secondaries, tertiaries, we talked about that before as well, the alleyways don't always get hit right away unless it's, the day before trash pickup. I think if they can work their way in through there. But yeah, a lot of it depends on what they're talking about. But unfortunately, if they're alleys behind residents, and that's where trash is picked up, a lot of it being out of sight and out of mind, would be that residents leaving things out. And so, again, city does the best they can on trash days as they're going through there, or as things are reported, to get things cleaned up and passable as best they can.
Got it. Okay, next question is from Johnny on Facebook. Why did the city budget explode from approximately $85 million in 2024 to approximately $125 million in 2025 with the same level of spending passed for 2026? That's a 50% increase from year to year. What was all of that extra money spent on? The community deserves to know, especially since your administration, with the help of city council, has just passed 3 price/tax increases within the last 2 months, all while giving yourselves a raise. Johnny on Facebook.
Yes, a lot of this had to do with additional purchases and such. I know we had a couple extra larger equipments for one being the fire department, and some of those are projects as well. But I don't have them in front of me. I don't know what specific they'd be, but can look into it to see what the difference is or what might be considered, because that's a rather substantial increase between the two. So it seems like something might be added in or left out, but can look into it and try to have a better response at next week's show.
Okay. Next question is from Dave on Facebook. When will a new firehouse be built in the north end of town? Station 3 is forever years old, and it is continually ignored when it comes to significant building renovations or a new and improved building. A new north end fire station should be a source of pride for that area. Dave on Facebook.
Yeah, so we've been looking for the appropriate location. If we don't put it on that same specific spot, I know the desire would be to have a larger Station 3 up in that area, but the current location does not permit a larger footprint there. So we've been trying to find the best location for Station 3, but those that serve Station 3 and work in Station 3 know that it's the last true, as they put it, the last true neighborhood fire station that is still kind of a sense of pride for that area and for that neighborhood, and the amount of folks that come in and out and visit and stop in there. They love the smaller neighborhood type of fire station. So I'd hate to pull it from that location, but recognize the need to find a probably better station or location to address the expansion of that part of the city. So we're looking for that area. Obviously finishing Station 6 now, and that would be the next one that we give attention to, whether or not it's at that location or at a different one that we can try and identify and obtain. So okay. Looking at it.
Next question is from Austin on Facebook. Crack down on all the trash and recycling pickup people to actually do their job. I have to call them weekly to pick up stuff that the claw truck needs to come by for. It's all the same department. Have trash truck radio a few claw operator and when he sees it, or just keep ignoring it and making my sidewalk look like trash like the rest of the town. Okay. I also agree with the alleyways and abandoned buildings. Alleyway on North Lindsay with the abandoned van lines storage building. It isn't maintained and it has weeds that overgrow and scratch my car when I get into my garage. It needs torn down or the fence or force the out-of-state owners to do some upkeep. Speaking of abandoned buildings, corner of 800 block of North Lindsay, the squatter's house that needs to be torn down. Austin on Facebook.
Okay. Was that, did he ask for anything or was just listing?
Yeah, there's really no questions. It was more just some areas that he thinks put focus on.
So if there's specific addresses, I mean, you mentioned one that had overgrown weeds or stuff that may be damaging vehicles and such. I mean, if there's specific addresses or properties that need addressed, call code enforcement. But again, it's not always an immediate, as he kind of mentioned, some owners are out of town or out of state. And so there's a legal process of notification and then the time frame. And a lot of times they respond and request time for cleanup, or they clean it up and then let it go. Definitely if there's areas that need addressed, call code enforcement to come out and investigate and do the best they can to address it legally and in a time frame that may not always be the best, but the best that they can do. So,
okay. Next question is from Devin. Why is Taylor Sewage allowed to charge people $100 a month when they offer them no service? Devin on Facebook.
The folks in the Taylor Sewer District, as we understand it, are being serviced by the district, but it's, and I know that there are a handful that may not be connected to it. But I don't know how that's independently owned. The county has worked to assist in taking that over and establishing a new board. And so they are responsible for that and for the rates that they're charged. Now, it's our understanding that up until recently, a lot of folks that were on the Taylor Sewer District were not charged an adequate amount to provide the service or to do the necessary upgrades, which is why they're addressing it now. It's kind of like like when the county does a drain assessment, or even when we bond out for the wastewater treatment plant and such. I mean, there's issues that need addressed that those that it services are then, I guess, part of the solution that needs to be found.
Okay. So, sorry, I'm getting those live show questions come through.
So,
Yep. Next question is from Constance on Facebook. Can more people be hired to collect limbs and leaves? Perhaps a dedicated crew for limb and leaf pickup could be formed. Thank you, Constance on Facebook.
Yeah. So, if we, there are those that are assigned to those machines, but the limb and leaf pickup is actually a courtesy service. It's not something that's mandated. It's something that was added few administrations prior. And so because the first and foremost responsibilities and services provided are for trash pickup, street maintenance, and such, the limbs and leaves are a courtesy service that's added and that we work in. That's why it's dedicated, just to specific times of the year, because of the need for additional workers or to be assigned to that. It's not a constant need throughout the year for limb and leaf pickup. Again, it's just kind of a seasonal thing this time of year. It is unfortunate that when weather turns or when other projects come up, but it would require us to then possibly add additional bodies that would not be utilized or have other things for them to do outside of those seasons or weather events.
Gotcha. So, next question is from Robin. Why does the city of Kokomo let people live in campers with generators running and dumping their sewage into the Wildcat Creek just east of downtown? So sad. Not getting a vote from me, Robin on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, if there's specific situations like that, not sure where they're talking about, and if they are dumping it into the Wildcat, then it needs to be reported. But that would be, again, code enforcement or even the Department of Health, the county's Department of Health, if they're dumping raw sewage into the Wildcat. So if there are specific incidents where that is occurring, please contact code enforcement so we can investigate it because folks aren't supposed to be doing that.
Gotcha. So. Next question is from Andrew on Facebook. When are the good $25 plus an hour jobs starting to come to Kokomo? Andrew on Facebook.
A lot of those are in the battery plant. I know that there was kind of the slowdown there, but they're slowly ramping back up. And so those are $25 plus jobs that will continue to come back as they continue to retool lines and bring that workforce back. And we continue to try and make Kokomo and Howard County as marketable as possible to try and get others to other industries to invest and bring those type of jobs. So we're working on it on almost a daily basis.
Okay. Hannah on Facebook. People are asking what's going on with the death of a 29-year-old man in Howard County Jail. Residents want transparency and answers about jail conditions and accountability. Hannah on Facebook.
Okay. The Howard County Jail is maintained by Howard County government, so the sheriff and commissioners. So issues that occur in that facility are not the city's responsibility. We get notified of incidents out there just as others. I mean, so concerns with that facility should be directed to the county, which again, because there's overpopulation and such, was the reason that the federal government came and mandated Howard County to build a new facility with additional beds to address the overcrowding issues there. So, again, outside of our jurisdiction.
Gotcha. Marcus on Facebook. Community members are asking, how is the facility handling new immigration detainees being held there? Some locals are calling for more oversight and humane treatment following a recent vigil for detainee rights. Marcus on Facebook.
Meaning that they're using up in Miami County?
That might be what they're referring to. Yeah.
Okay.
What was that?
I don't know that there was that there's been any efforts down here in Kokomo and Howard County, and I don't know a lot of the specifics on who's being detained, how many are being detained, or how they're being treated up in Miami County. I know there was an issue and concerns about that facility being used for ICE detainees, but we weren't made a party to that.
Just south.
So I don't know.
Tony on Facebook. How about a truck stop / visitor center / travel plaza on US 31? A place to fuel up, rest and eat, something with laundry and shower facilities. Thank you, Tony, on Facebook.
So a lot of that has to do with infrastructure as well as location. I know with the amount of gas stations and convenience stores that have popped up, we passed the ordinance that put restrictions in place on the new development of gas stations and convenience stores. And a lot of that has to do with the proximity within which some of those interchanges where a truck stop or plaza may choose to try and develop, which they still have the right to do. They would just have to go before the Board of Zoning Appeals and ask for a variance for the distance within which those restrictions are in place. So there's been a few that have talked about it and hinted around about it and looked at locations. But again, with the ordinance in place, they've just been slow rolling that. So never say never.
Gotcha.
I know there's one, a small one going in at the intersection of Boulevard and Goyer. So just half a mile, 3/4 of a mile in from the 31 exchange there at Boulevard. So, I mean, it's not a big one, but a smaller one available just the same.
Got it. Abby on Facebook. Why is domestic violence taken as a joke in this city? Why is there an overpopulation of animals? Nowhere for them to go and nothing being done about it. Or lastly, why is mental health not taken more seriously in our city? Why do we have people sleeping on curbs? Abby on Facebook.
So there were 3 in there.
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence. I guess I wonder what has come out or what the issue may have been that would cause her to assume that it's be taken as a joke in Kokomo. It's not. It's a serious issue, and great organizations like Family Service Association and the Rescue Mission, the Open Arms, do a great job providing service to those that are victims of domestic violence. And there's a lot of other organizations and individuals that raise awareness against that. The overpopulation of animals, the Humane Society does the best job they can with the resources they have and space and such. A lot of that probably has to do with folks just wanting to bring as many animals onto their properties as they can. But I know there's a proposed animal ordinance joint between city and county that's been tossed back and forth that we're working toward to help address issues like that. And as for mental health, just like domestic violence, mental health is taken seriously. It's unfortunate that there are those in need that although services may be offered to them, they may not want to take advantage of those resources or to seek the help that they may need, but try to do the best we can to assist those that may be on the streets or on the curbs. I know there's an effort being made with KPD and Ford County or 4C Health, their mobile unit to address those with mental health issues, to then try to get them arrangements to get back to where they're from, where there may be a greater support system of family or friends in the community that they originally came from. So definitely efforts in place. Everybody just doesn't see it as often or feel that it's done to the extent that it needs to be, and we're all in this together. So,
okay. Kara on Facebook, how come we are allowing felons to carry guns or any weapons when it's against the law? Kara on Facebook.
I don't know. If the gun dealers that do background checks and such, or even those that are issuing gun permits are doing the same, I don't know. Yes, it's probably not best to have convicted felons with guns, but I guess the situation may warrant itself, or when it's discovered, to address it at that point. But I don't have a good answer for that.
Okay. And also Sarah and Tammy are both asking about, I think, a similar situation. Apparently, Sarah says, I think you should be asked about the situation with the dog being slaughtered. Specifically, was the owner allowed to shoot? How was the owner allowed to shoot a gun with that criminal history? And then Tammy is also saying, definitely need to crack down on felons with guns. Do the job you were paid to do. And then I think there was a live chat comment about something about, I don't know about this situation. Somebody shot a dog recently, or?
Yeah. So apparently on Thanksgiving, and there was a case assigned to it, and it's under investigation. Okay. But as I understand it, there was a gentleman that had an aggressive dog. It had attacked the other dog in his household, and because it was rather aggressive, and for concern out of his safety, the other dog's safety, or family members or children, he took it upon himself to shoot the dog there on his property and dispose of it somehow. And so there is a police investigation underway. There were a couple witnesses specifically to it, to the incident, that they're trying to get more information and kind of corroborate their stories. But all I know is that it is under investigation as it currently stands.
Got it. Okay. And then also Michelle on Facebook. What is going on with the corruption within our police department and the courts? Why did it take me emailing you with no response for the detective to call us? Why is there no law here about grooming children? Why are sex crimes against children by adults not being addressed in Kokomo? Why are judges and clerks allowed to abuse their power and purposely antagonize people? Michelle, laying it all out there on Facebook.
Yeah. I guess with anything, a lot of things are under investigation, and there's circumstances that make a judge or the prosecutor, act accordingly. Don't know without passing that information or that question along to the courts or the judges. Laws against grooming. I don't know that there's anything specific. Once it gets to a certain extent, then it's illegal. It's not right to begin with, and so I don't know the extent to which it needs to be. Further pursued outside of the current ordinances and laws and such, but the issues with the courts and prosecutor, I can't answer for them.
Okay.
But it is a serious issue, and it's something that needs to continue to be looked at and addressed.
Rob on Facebook. In our parks, we need more fishing platforms at the Kokomo Reservoir, and the one that's there needs maintenance. More grills and picnic tables need maintenance at all the other parks also. Rob on Facebook.
Okay. Thank you for that information. We'll pass that along to our parks department and see if there may be some, I know there's, I think even some playground equipment that's being planned next year for the reservoir. To make it more family friendly out there. But while they're out there, we can definitely look at what the docks look like. Adding extra ones, we'd have to get permission from Indiana American Water because either fortunately or unfortunately, what most may not realize is that Indiana American Water owns the reservoir. And so the activity on and accessibility to is their authorization to give. So we'd have to, if there's additional platforms that are to be placed or considered, we'd have to get permission from them.
Okay. Brittany on Facebook. Why is it that warming centers are only available during the daytime, but not overnight?
Because they're just at their warming centers, not shelters. We don't have the staffing or the resources to provide overnight shelter for those that may need it. The warming center is there for those to get out of the elements as they continue to make accommodations for overnight or accommodations to get back to where they may need to, where family and additional support may be offered.
Lori on Facebook. The city is barely handicap accessible. Many sidewalks are impossible for wheelchairs.
Okay. Yeah. So, and a lot of that may be due to the conditions of the sidewalks. With sections raised or such. I know we're going through a lot of areas whenever there's a major street project that has federal funds assigned to it. The corners need to be ADA compliant, and so we'll probably see a lot of those along North Washington, because that was going to be the next area we were going to pave. There were some along Alto, the ones along Dixon, and so it's a slow progression as we work our way through. There'll be some out along Coyer once Coyer's done. Same way with Berkeley when that project's completed. So, if there's issues with the conditions of sidewalks that make it difficult, please let us know to see if we can get out and there's something we can do about it.
Leanne on Facebook. Can we have more shelters for veterans and homeless people?
Sure. There's obviously Jackson Commons for our veterans now, and others for homeless. I know the Rescue Mission just is completing their expansion to add additional beds. The CAM is also looking at the possibility of adding additional beds to their facility as well, and so there's efforts in place. If the city were to consider something, it would, again, take additional staffing. There'd be sustainability issue with that. There'd be rules and regulations in place, just like a lot of the others that a lot of folks who are currently homeless don't. And it's not all of them. There's a handful that when they're in conversations with KPD officers or others in the community that want to direct them to those places that may have space available, they choose not to stay there because of the rules and restrictions and regulations in place. And so there would be that to consider. So a lot of it's just the logistics of it all. But there are a lot of great opportunities and organizations in place now that provide great services.
Got it. Let's take a break real quick to talk about our friends over at Family Farm and Home. Hey, Kokomo, have you heard the news? Family Farm and Home has just opened right here in Kokomo. They've officially moved into the Kokomo Shopping Center in the former Big Lots location at 2136 East Markland Avenue. And they're so excited to serve the Kokomo community. If you've shopped their Peru location, you already know what a great place it is. And now Kokomo families can experience it too. Family Farm and Home is your one-stop shop for amazing deals on pet and livestock feed and supplies, lawn and garden products, hardware, automotive, clothing and footwear, home heating, very needed right now, and so much more. So make sure you to stop by and check out their brand new Kokomo store where hometown values meet unbeatable selections. Family Farm and Home now open in the Kokomo Shopping Center. Shout out to them for being a partner here at the Kokomo Post.
Awesome.
Dan on Facebook, with the new Arbor Homes subdivision being built at Park and Zartman, why is Berkeley Road for Zartman to Marjorie Lane not being used? It is plotted on the city map as a 571-foot long and 40-foot wide. The sign on Marjorie Lane shows Berkeley. I would think that the first responders would like it open as they would not have to proceed through Weston Place subdivision. Dan on Facebook.
Okay. I'd have to look into it. I know that was not part of what the development was platted to begin with. Could be, even though the plat, original plat there at Berkeley shows it continuing. I'd have to look to see why it could be an excess because there wasn't additional development at the time. It was not further developed, but made available in the event that it would, but it just wasn't part of the plan at this point, but can definitely see if that's something that the developer might consider. Don't know if engineering looked into it at the time as well, but you can look and see.
Claire on Facebook, with cold, snowy days on the horizon for Kokomo, some are raising issues about road conditions, snow removal, and keeping public trails and sidewalks safe during the upcoming winter weather. No question there from Claire. Rob on Facebook, we need the broken and sunken sidewalks repaired on South Cortland Avenue and many other places in town.
So, depending on what that is, we've got a sidewalk program with the engineering department. So if there's a section, because they typically like to do that as a full block and get the property owners, offer that assistance to have those addressed. Unless the sidewalks themselves are being uprooted by trees and such. But if it's just the condition of the sidewalks, they can contact the engineering department to get information on the 50/50 sidewalk program.
Okay. Tiffany on Facebook, who's live with us in the chat, online says there's an ordinance requiring homeowners to shovel snow from their sidewalks. Is there an ordinance that can enforce be stepped up? Light snow is one thing, but large amounts push kids to the streets to walk to bus stops. Amended to add what is required responsibility of businesses. Driving down Sycamore, I see an elderly person walking with a walker in the right lane of Sycamore because the businesses paid somebody to completely clear the parking lots, but not their sidewalks. Tiffany on Facebook.
Yeah, I'll have to look and see where that falls and I guess how best to enforce that and where, because it could be a full stretch, but we'll definitely look into it. They're right. A lot of times they just clear the lots and such. And it is a right of way. I know that parks do a good job with the trails, but we'll have to look into see what enforcement, if any, can be done on the sidewalks during large snow events.
Abby on Facebook, why is there not enough funding for the side streets, especially on the north end, to be salted? Straight sheet of ice and whole nightmare all winter long driving down those streets. I just moved from East Elm. Abby on Facebook.
So as we get to those, and some of those may continue to get addressed with a lot of those being secondary streets, and as quickly as that came down, by the time we get to them, if there's still a lot of traffic, even if they're a secondary street, can create hazardous situations. But a lot of times too, dropping salt in some areas with the temperatures continuing to drop or the wind to kick up, continues to keep that icy once it refreezes, but can definitely look into addressing those as the conditions and opportunities for our crews to get to those warrant.
Trevor on Facebook, how come 99% of Indian Heights never gets plowed or salted? It's barely drivable for regular cars, let alone buses holding children.
I think that they get out there when they can, and again work their way around the primary ones first, and then into the secondary. It's my understanding that if they weren't back out there yet today, that after the little bit that we get tonight, that they will get addressed going forward. But I don't know that 99% don't get touched. I mean, it's again one of those that as we get through or get to the primary roads, that the secondaries and the neighborhoods then get hit. And again, as long as we've got crews coming in to help, since again the contract indicates that we can't force them to work the overtime, just to encourage them and hope that plenty of them do to get out and address what we can. We get to it when we can.
Rochelle on Facebook, why can't we get rid of these bump outs, especially on Markland going towards the jail and Hoffer Street? Rochelle on Facebook.
Oh, okay. So, so not necessarily the bump outs, so there's the medians that were put in place, because I know they ran, the previous administration ran the bike trail from right about the bridge west of the roundabout up to the jail and to the Wildcat Soccer Complex. So I know those have wreaked havoc. I mean, there's looking at what the possibility of that may look like going forward. I mean, with the money that was spent putting them in, I mean, for the money to be allocated to take those out would take away from other street projects that we need to do. So it'd just be a matter of prioritizing that. So it's not that it's off the radar, but isn't necessarily a priority when we've got other projects that we're trying to get done, because a lot of folks, say that there are more streets throughout the city that need addressed, or curbs, or sidewalks and such. And so just try to prioritize things, and hate to spend more money on things that have already been spent on to begin with.
Sherry on Facebook says, fix the streets. Kathy on Facebook, please don't plant trees on a tiny strip of grass between a sidewalk and a street. Disaster. SJ on Facebook, the intersection of Savoy and 931 westbound has 3 traffic lights, but only 1 lane. Because of that, turn lights, if there are any, don't work because no one knows which lane they're supposed to be in, and crossing 931 is life-threatening. Will this be fixed before Chick-fil-A opens? Imperial Drive has now been open from the Hobby Lobby parking lot, but the intersection has had no attention. Also, the south entrance to Cedar Crest only has a stop sign for southbound traffic on Imperial Drive, but none for northbound or cars coming off northbound 931. Residents know to stop there, but will drivers coming for chicken? For Chick-fil-A? Is this a state or a city issue? And if a state problem, do you as a mayor plan on making sure it gets resolved prior to Chick-fil-A opening? SJ on, there's no way. Is that really your last name? Peacock? That's funny. SJ on Facebook.
Okay, so the intersection there at Savoy and 931, the 931 portion, there's a certain area of that or space of that is still regulated and under the authorization or authority, I should say, of NDOT. So work with them on that. When he was saying coming out, I'm assuming he means the way the intersection or the entrance off of Savoy is onto 931, and so a lot of that may just be markings, but Imperial from north to south would be a city street, and the Traffic Commission is currently looking at what needs to be done with that. The stop sign at the south end of that, I think, will most likely just remain a stop sign. Maybe a second one to bring more attention if traffic is going to increase, but I will definitely continue to look at monitoring that to make sure it's as safe as possible with the increased amount of traffic that may result.
Got it. So. Jenny on Facebook, why does the city just patch the potholes? There are so many city streets that need actual replacement, not just patches that make it as bad. It's like playing dodgeball with your car. Extremely dangerous. Mm-hmm. Jeannie on Facebook.
Time and resources. I mean, a lot of times because it takes time and additional money to actually pave a section. The Band-Aid fixes most times buy time until it can work its way into a higher priority to address. But again, with over 700 lane miles of streets and alleyways to address, we've got to prioritize what we do and where, and so a lot of times those that have small issues like that just get the Band-Aid fixes, and so it's just a matter of time and resources.
Leanne on Facebook, can you put no parking on the rest of South Cortland Avenue, that's to the north of Park Avenue, and on the west side of the street so the fire hydrant and the trash totes aren't blocked? It's a narrow dead-end street. Leanne on Facebook.
The Traffic Commission is looking at that. She has emailed a number of times, and that's been given to our engineering department and our director of engineering, who's in charge of the Traffic Commission, and so they are looking at ways of addressing that section. So there will be action taken soon.
Okay. This is from either Marcia or Richard. They have one of those shared Facebook accounts, so I don't know which one. But she says, or he says, I wish people could be told if you buy a house on a court, it will likely never be plowed. Happens every year. Teresa on Facebook, why did it take so long to get the roads salted in this last storm? Because other than state roads, they are the responsibility of your office to make sure they are drivable. Teresa on Facebook.
Yeah, again, the way the amount of snow that came down and the studies it did, and the availability of crews to get out and address those with the not only snowfall but the temperatures dropping and wind chill picking up, making it difficult. They do the best they can to get out and address that they can. It's just never at the time that we'd all like or hope, but they do the best they can to get out and address what they can.
Okay, we are knocking these out. Next is Brooke on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Why does the south side of town's side streets get plowed and leaves removed, but yet I have to call the street department 3 separate times for 3 weeks for them to pick up our leaves? Not to mention the lady is super rude every time I call. Our street and other ones, Havens, are never plowed. I slid down Havens today right into front of Pettit Park. It is not safe for my car. It is not safe for the little kids or buses. The abandoned building between Phillips and Lindsay needs something done with. It's an eyesore, and my husband has been keeping up the trimming and weed eating for way too long. Also, what can we do to make living affordable? More jobs that pay more, cheaper housing. I'm not complaining as we bought in a great time, but seeing more and more people on the streets than never before, we need a happy medium again. Brooke on Facebook.
Okay.
First things were
the
South
same
Street.
thing with ice and snow removal and such. Again, when the crews can get to the secondaries and tertiaries, where they try to get around the schools as best they can. I know the school corporation does the same in proximity of their schools. So it's just a matter of time and resources. Same way, if there's, she talked about an abandoned home that her husband's been maintaining. If that's becomes an issue, if they've not reported that, they need to code enforcement. If they come by and see that things are upkept, then they don't see any violation. So I guess we appreciate her husband taking care of that potential eyesore. Was it also leaf removal and such on the south end, and they are having to call? Well, that was part of it too. Yeah. So again, because leaf removal is courtesy service that we try to get to and do the best we can to get through the city. I know they made one full pass, was on the way for a second one, but as other projects or weather dictates, that oftentimes determines how quickly or how often we're able to get through. Let's hope that there's a little bit of a thaw before Christmas, that we can get to those that didn't get hit on the second pass through. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot in there. I'm sure there's others that I didn't.
The only thing I was just talking about more jobs and making the city more affordable to live in.
Yep. So, I mean, as we continue on the housing projects, both multifamily, which are apartments, or single family homes, that's a supply and demand thing. As the supply increases, that will address the demand and bring down some of those rent rates and possible home prices as well. I mean, so a lot of that will hopefully level out and get handled itself. So I hope I addressed everything that was in. There was a full question or full statement.
Samantha on Facebook, does he have any insider information on St. Joan/Patrick's evolving enough to offer schooling past 8th grade?
I don't know. That would be a decision of the church. I know I'm a member of St. Patrick Church, but I know there has not been that need. I think there may be a desire by a handful to have it, but a lot of it comes down to resources, money, facilities and such, and capital projects and such. But as far as I know, because there's services that travel arrangements that have been made to allow local students to attend some of the Catholic high schools in the area outside of Kokomo, that continues to be. But there's just, as I understand it, there's not been enough need locally to justify a capital campaign to add a Catholic high school here in Kokomo.
Tom on Facebook, I believe, no question, just comment. They busted the water line going to my house. I called the water department and it is repaired in roughly 4 hours. Great service from the water department.
Awesome.
Tom.
Might be the one that was reported, I think started leaking over the weekend, but then broke today. So
a horrible time for a water
right.
break. Goodness. Jeffrey on Facebook, when are they ever going to actually fix things in this town instead of only spending money in a couple parts of town where all of their buddies are? You got buddies in one specific spot. I got friends in specific spots of town.
No, we try to get improvements, developments, paving services citywide. I mean, it's never seems to be to the extent that people would like and think that others are getting preferential treatment, but the priority that's given to road projects and street projects and such are based on traffic volumes and road conditions and traffic patterns, and so we do the best we can.
Next question is from Alec on Facebook. Anytime you are asked about roads, city upkeep, or any issues in the city, you say it isn't your job. Since nothing anyone asks, this is just Alec.
Okay.
This is not Drew's words. Since nothing anyone asks you is your job, what is your job description, and have you ever read it? You're lacking the ability to take accountability of negative things happening in your city and see them all as someone else's job to handle. The only people who come to your defense are the ones whom you sign their checks. You sign checks? Is that the mayor's job?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the checks are signed by the controller, but that's okay.
Yeah. Hop out of your echo chamber of yes men and realize you have to put the city you claim to love into a grave that you dug with your own hands. Alec coming in hot.
I guess, man. I don't think I've ever not said that anything wasn't my job. I mean, I don't drive trucks. Yes, I can't do everything myself. And so I've got department heads and we've got staff in place and whatever. But yes, ultimately, it trickles up. It's my responsibility to get those individuals in place that I feel are going to do the best job for the respective services that they have. So I've not once shied away from that. I'm relying on the departments. I don't go out and I don't fill potholes. I don't, make arrests. I don't, put out fires. We've got, staff in place. I can't do it alone, but even though I can't do it alone, I realize that it's my responsibility to have the team in place to best serve, our constituents and citizens. I guess if I'm not doing an adequate enough job for the gentleman, file and run for mayor.
I tell you what, and he would never say this, but I would. Alec has commented a few times over the years, and he wants his 5 minutes of fame, and then he goes on with his life. So we'll probably see you in a few months with another mean comment, Alec. Next is from Mark on live chat. Any chance of getting North Armstrong Street plowed? They have done streets all around us, but didn't do our street, the 2400 block.
Okay. Yeah. I'll see where we're at with street department or wastewater, because I think depending on, North Armstrong, so that being kind of the west side of town, the wastewater, but we'll see where crews are in regards to clearing or addressing those.
Okay. Aaron on live chat has got two questions for you today. How do you feel about NDOT doing another job by the bypass, the new one? How do you feel about the jail facilities, and what's all your take on it? Aaron on Facebook, or Aaron on live chat.
Yeah, so I was surprised that NDOT addressed 31, since it had only been 10 years or so since the bypass was put in place. But they've got engineers that look and monitor road conditions and such. And so they felt the need to address that after they had given 931 some much needed love. I know that not next year, but I think in 27 they're going to be addressing the bridge there near the Hampton Inn and what used to be Damon's. I forget what the Korean restaurant, but yeah, just south of Lincoln Road. So they're going to be addressing that bridge in 27. So we've got that to look forward to. Not sure what they'll be doing. They may be looking at some overdecking work on the northern section of 31, but again, since they're their roads to maintain, we rely on them. But I guess anytime they can give some state roads around Kokomo and Howard County some love, we appreciate it for the short time, or which seems like forever, inconvenience of rerouting and detouring traffic while they're doing it.
And then he also said, how do you feel about the jail facilities?
Oh, the jail facilities.
Or the jail fatalities. Sorry.
Oh.
And what's all your take on it? Not facilities.
The jail fatalities, it's unfortunate. A lot of those are inmates taking their own lives. And so it goes back to the need for the mental health services to be given, and those that are in need that get to that desperation, resources and attention they need. So it's unfortunate. I don't think it has to do a lot of that with the quality of the jailers that are in there. They have a daunting task and often thankless task of controlling and monitoring the jail facility. So it's anytime a life is lost, it's unfortunate.
Okay. EZ on live chat. Mm-hmm. I'm going to really focus on this one.
Okay.
How much creek could a creek chub chug if a creek chub could chug creek?
Probably, I'd say a gallon an hour.
Got it. Sarah on live chat. Why isn't there a tornado siren near Maple Lawn Village off of 31?
The tornado sirens have been gone for, well over a decade now. At one point, weather alert radios were made available to residents, but now with everybody's cell phones receiving weather alerts and such, there's not been a need to warrant sirens to be put in place. There are a few in town. I think Haynes has one. I was thinking there was somewhere else, but again, with everybody's availability and accessibility,
terrifies me every year because it goes off. They tested at noon, and I remember we first moved to in town when we first got married, and I heard that, and I'm like, oh, there's a freaking tornado coming, and then I looked it up, and no, that's a test. Everything's fine. Yeah.
So yeah, with the availability and accessibility that folks have with their cell phones and weather alerts notifying the phones, there's not been that need to warrant installation or the reinstallation of a tornado siren.
Got it. Susan on live chat wants everyone to prosecute Eric Shane Hornbuckle for shooting his dog and setting her afire on Patricia Drive in front of children. He has a violent criminal history, he's a danger to society. He must have his gun rights revoked and his access to his children removed. Heard you loud and clear, Susan. Let's see. Oh, shoot.
It's being investigated, and it'll be eventually up to the courts probably to decide.
Mary on live chat. Why didn't the residential streets get plowed after the snow on Friday, specifically in Timber Valley neighborhood?
Again, secondary streets, that has to do with traffic and such. I know they're trying to get to those as we speak, but again, as consistent and as heavy as the snow came down throughout the practically entire day, Saturday and on into the wee hours of the morning, there was all we could do, our crews could do to stay on top of it.
Okay. So. Carl on live chat, and I'm glad I saw your comment earlier. You do not need to leave stars to leave a comment, so I'm glad you figured it out. Any chance Vinton Wood Streets gets repaved, and also have engineering to look at the curved street on South Lee in front of the apartments where it's always slick in winter, even with no snow on the ground? Carl on live chat.
Okay. Yes, so we can look into that. I'm trying to think if we've got, I don't think we have next year's paving list put together yet. I know there were a small handful that we had submitted in our community crossings grant for January, and we unfortunately were not awarded our community crossings grant. In this installment doesn't mean that we can't reapply and hopefully get that in July, so which we will continue to pursue and do. But I'll check and see what, if anything, may be done or planned for Vinton Woods.
Got it. Micah on live chat. Is there any hope for a free indoor public play place in Howard County?
Let's hope.
Okay. Sarah on live chat. What is going on in the area that used to be a field on the west side of Dixon, just north of the Markland-Dixon intersection? I think they're talking about they're digging up.
Yeah, rocks, or dropping. Yeah, I mean, they're bringing a lot of construction waste and not waste, but yeah, I mean, it's not stuff.
Waste is not rocks equal toxic waste.
Right. I mean, so it's like, rock and stone and stuff. I mean, that have been filling that in. Not sure it's privately owned.
I believe.
But I know that if any of that area is considered a floodway, whatever they may be filling in, they've got to replace, so to speak, for flood. And so I know the Planning Commission, our flood mitigation director for Howard County, as well as I'm sure DNR are watching and monitoring that as they continue to fill that in. Okay. So not sure what they have planned.
Donna on live chat. Center Road needs storm sirens out here, as well as the South Library and Walnut Creek apartments. So similar question about tornado sirens.
Yep. Okay.
Misty on live chat. Maybe you should quit annexing areas in if you complain about not having enough resources for the crap you already have. Misty on live chat. How many areas have you annexed in since you've been?
Just the battery plant area. So,
gotcha.
Yep, that northeast side up in that area, just past Ivy Tech and out that area. That's the only areas that I believe we have. There was a voluntary annexation, and voluntary annexation is different than the city. I mean, really, that's what the battery plant was all done. I mean, these property owners, either before they sold or whatever, approach the city and say, hey, we want annexed in. And so a lot of what has been annexed was voluntarily requested and brought in based on development or the potential for development. So,
okay. I guess I was just trying to make the point. A lot of the areas that have been annexed in that people hear about, those were previous administrations. It's not the current one that's in the office
in 2012.
now. Yeah. Sabrina on live chat, is the T Road at Zartman and Park ever going to go all the way through to Webster? Sabrina on live chat.
Not sure. I mean, I don't know if it's already platted, but I know that Zartman continues from the neighborhood out into Webster Street, but I don't know that that it's totally mapped out or an easement in place or what may be obstructing that to keep Zartman from being continued across Park into that neighborhood. But as things continue to develop in there, I mean, I guess they would look at it. But as far as I know, I think there's a couple houses that may be in the way for that.
Got it.
I'd have to check to see if it was vacated. I mean, that easement may have been vacated and homes developed so that it can't go through, but not sure.
Last question today. 55 questions today, folks. Wow. Appreciate this. Abby on live chat. Who considers the secondary streets? People live on these streets. Mm-hmm. Some people do not have transportation, so they're forced to walk in these bad conditions on these secondary streets. Mm-hmm. And she just wanted to clarify, like, who's in charge of considering these secondary streets?
Yeah, so the city's in charge of the secondary streets and labeling them as, anything that based on traffic volumes would constitute that or consider that or consider those as secondary streets. Engineering department that does the assessment every year, looks at traffic volumes, looks at conditions and such. So the ultimate decision would be from the engineering department, potentially by way of the traffic commission as well for consideration. But a lot of those, that they're residential areas and a lot of folks live on those, but being in the neighborhoods because they're not considered a main avenue for traffic, say like Dixon or Markland, those larger ones that are 2 or 3 or 4 lanes wide would be considered primary. And a lot of that also has to do with emergency response. There's information or advisement given by the first responding agencies as well as what would be considered primary or secondary as their main routes to get to different areas of the city in the case of emergencies.
Gotcha. And the last thing on the live chat today, Vicky just thought she would let us know, hey, it's snowing. Thought I would let you know.
It was
great.
Supposed
More
to tonight.
Snow. Thank you, folks, for watching this episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show. Thank you for sending in these questions. A lot of questions.
Yes.
A lot of conversations, but we do appreciate this. Guys, we had nearly over close to 60 viewers, 50 viewers this entire episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show today. So we really appreciate that. That helps us get more sponsors and more ad reads and things like this for show, which just keeps making the show better and better. So we really appreciate the engagement and the views. Really appreciate it. Bill said the mayor needs a magic wand. Speaking of what the mayor needs, Mr. Mayor, I need a dad joke for me today.
Oh, needed to. Well, we're at the holiday season, and there's looking at all the players in the game that is Christmas, and I realized that in these days of political correctness that we've been mislabeling or misnaming elves. They're not elves. That's the wrong term to do. They're not elves.
Well, what are they?
They're subordinate clauses.
That's one of the best ones from a while.
Oh, thanks.
That was really good. I hope you enjoyed that as well. Thank you for watching this episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post, partnered with Robert Miller and Son Furniture. My name is Drew Larison. This is MTM. We do this show every Monday. We'll see you next time.
See you next week. See you, Kokomo.